Hi, Jeff.
How are you this morning then, Mr. Allen?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, pretty good, actually. It's pouring with rain here, but there you go.
So you're here to talk about some stats, some new research, actually, that's out about men being desperate to watch the summer football in style, but 1 in 4, apparently, are being refused permission by their partners.
Yeah, and as far as I can tell, it seems to be a God-given opportunity for your partners to use a bit of leverage, because a lot of men do want to upgrade their television, we've noticed, during the World Cup.
Yeah.
And, this is an opportunity for a bit of leverage, as I say.
How about you then, Keith, when it comes to the TV at World
Well,
Cup
I'm
time?
at
Do
an
you
age.
win?
Well, I'm at that age where, the World Cup has become less important to me than it was once. So my partner knows that I'm not going to be sitting there watching Ghana versus Zaire, which might be a really good game to watch.
Now you've said that, it'll be 10-all, won't it? Well, with the World Cup, I mean, you are the ideal spokesman. You've been associated closely with quite a few of them. I mean, going back to 1990, you were involved in World in Motion. What a tune that was, Keith, by the way. You co-wrote that with New Order.
I did, yeah. Yeah, it's brilliant. I think what it did was there was a huge, the whole dance and rave culture. And I think getting New Order to do it was a stroke of genius. That was Tony Wilson or Anthony H. Wilson.
You just mentioned then about it being a stroke of genius. For me, the stroke of genius was John Barnes rapping. Who come up with that?
Me. Thank you so much.
So you just thought to yourself one day, you know what, John Barnes rapping, because it works.
I've still got the DAT tapes of the 6 people who turned up that day to sing on it were Gascoigne, Steve McMahon, Viv Anderson, Chris Waddle, John Barnes, and I've missed somebody else. Peter Beardsley. Now, who do you think would be able to rap out of that?
I was going to say, Peter Beardsley to me doesn't sound, or Chris Waddle, really.
Well, I'll tell you what, the best one was Gaza, right, in terms of timing and delivery.
Yeah.
But you couldn't understand one word that he said.
So did they all have a stab at the rap?
Oh, yeah, everybody. I've got the DATs of it as well. And one day, when they're all old and grey, I might release them because they are hilarious.
Then many years later, Vindaloo, I mean, another tune, just totally out the blue. And at first I remember thinking, what, Vindaloo? Football song, but it works so well.
That really is about quintessential English humour. Because I think everybody in the world, they all know of Vindaloo. And why? What? This curry? What? Why? Yeah, I know.
But it was absolutely brilliant. The one thing, though, that I really liked, and I was so disappointed because it didn't do as well in the charts, was the follow-up one that you did for the next World Cup, the one about who
Naughty
invented fish and chips.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? Oh, well done, man. Do you like that? I think that's brilliant, that.
I really, really like it. And there's a couple of things as well. This goes unnoticed, this tune, because it had your daughter on, didn't it? So I'm guessing that was probably the first assault on the charts from Lily Allen, the young Lily Allen.
Well, no, actually, if you have a look at the video of Vindaloo, you will see Lily in it. And Alfie.
But the line that really, really makes me laugh to this day, and I think this is something else that you sort of, in a way, you created a phenomenon here with that tune, is when you're talking about the great inventions, you're going about the Beatles, the Stones, and at the very end of it, for me, this is the one that makes me smile the most, and Chris Kamara. And at that point, no one knew about the comedy genius that was Chris Kamara.
Exactly, who does appear on the video. I agree with you. I think it's a really good tune. And it has got a great tune.
If you haven't heard it, track it down. It is a brilliant, brilliant track. There's loads of copies of it
on YouTube somewhere.
Well, anyway, Keith, thanks for coming on this morning, talking about a couple of your classic World Cup songs. For me, there's nothing really that excites me this year. Once again, it's a rehash, isn't it, of 3 Lions and a few other ones that have come out. But I'm sure we're going to be hearing lots of Fat Les and also World in Motion as we head towards the World Cup, only a few days away now. Keith, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Pleasure.
Cheers, Keith. All the best, mate.
All right, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.